Right guys, it's Friday, it's the late night agenda. You know who I am by now, but just in case you don't, my name is Craig and I'll be your host tonight. Welcome to the show, thank you for joining us. The Reds are in action again tomorrow against Bournemouth. It's a must-win game. We've been saying that a lot lately, but I'm going to keep saying it because it is a must-win game for Jurgen Klopp and these Reds. And you know what? I've every faith they're going to go on and do it, and I'm sure you guys do as well. I can see the chat is full already tonight. Rod is in, AS Empire, Tom Boland, Everton sucks, Pragmaverts. Owen Farrelly, Mr. Crosby is in, Nets plays, how are we? Paul Turner, I don't think I've missed anybody there. I hope I haven't missed anybody. Paul McCormick, Mortimer Francis, there you go. Now I think I've got everybody. Guys, welcome. How are we? I hope you're having a wonderful Friday. Crosby Red is in as well. Buzzing, as I just got tickets for tomorrow. Nice. £80 Norwegian flight problems mean some can't make it to the match. What is unfortunate for others, Crosby Red, is good for you. So enjoy the game tomorrow. And I want to make sure that when you come back from that game, you are hoarse as a motherfucker because you're going to be screaming that stadium down. You and your husband, if that's who you're going with, or your friends, or whoever it is you're going with, enjoy it. Have an absolute belter and get us 3 points if you wouldn't mind. Tomorrow we sit upon the throne, said Jamie Dodd. Brilliant, pal. Brilliant. Love it. Love this. This is a great way to kick off the stream. Positivity all over the place. Man United will come 5th. Arsenal 4th. Spurs drop to 6th. October, you're here. I didn't see you. How are you? Great to have you in. I feel like we were chatting earlier on and now we've just carried it over onto another medium of social media. AH Gaming is in. Our friend Liverpool from New York City. What's up to you, my friend? Adrian Hall, Siobhan Watts, Pragmaverts. Subi, you're still in Pakistan on your jolly bobs, mate, which is what I call holidays. But I hope you're having a wonderful time, buddy. And 3 a.m, that is dedication, mate. Thank you for tuning in. Owen Farrelly, Craig, I've been pretty harsh on Kada. I really hope he can hit form for the remainder of the season. Do you know what, Owen? You've got me thinking. Well, I was thinking before I came on. I do think occasionally, believe it or not, I think I've been a bit harsh on people as well. I've been receiving a couple of messages over the last few weeks from people who are just a bit pissed off at me over the way that I've spoken to them, I've talked down to them, or whatever it is on the stream. So I'm going to take that advice on board, as I always try to improve myself and anything on the channel. So to those people that are watching, if you feel I was harsh, I don't want to say I apologise because I don't feel like I was that bad, but I do take your advice on board and I do take your words on board, and I will try and improve myself and my demeanour going forward. To an extent, if I believe someone's talking shit, I'm still going to call them out on it. But as I said, this is your channel, guys. I am here to serve you, so you let me know how and when or what you want to do, or not how you want me to speak, because you know that I've got a dirty mouth on me at this point. Clean sheet, Allison will bounce back, said Dimilade Moses. Oh, on Kada, sorry, I just went away from your comment, buddy, and just went off on a little tangent there. On Kada, you're right to be harsh on him because we've such high expectations of him. I think it's the way we express that frustration that can often cause problems for us as Liverpool fans, mate. Some of us will just say not good enough, some of us will say he needs to be sold, and that's kind of where you go over the line a little bit. But it's only because I'm sure, Owen, you rate him so highly and you think so much of him that you're a little bit disappointed. So fingers crossed we see him kick on as the season progresses and we start to see the Naby Keita that we know he's capable of being. Mr. Bugsy, how are you, sir? Great to have you in. I'm very well, thank you, John. I hope you are as well, mate. Pleasure to have you with us. It's Friday, guys. The weekend is officially here. I've got some shit sorted today, which is great. Got little bits and pieces done and got a few people sorted going forward for shows and stuff. Got another little prize to give you guys as well. I'm not going to talk about it soon. It isn't another Score Draw shirt at the minute. It's something else. But once I have it all confirmed and sorted out, I'll let you know in the coming days. So we'll be giving away a little something extra as well. You guys know, free shit. You gotta love free shit. I love giving away stuff. So keep an eye out because there's something else coming. Look at you hairy bollock, said Tom. I know. Look at this. Look at the old fucking gruge, as we say in Ireland for hair. So she's growing, mate. She's growing. You won't know me soon. You'll be coming on here one day and you'll think it's Alison. You'll go, who is that, Alison? Fucking hell, look at him. Put on a few pounds though, but, well, you know, he's been getting stick for that actually in social media, which is a no-no. Clean sheet is a must to get back tomorrow, said Dean. All I'm interested in tomorrow, Dean, my friend, is 3 points. A 6-1 would do me rather nicely. A 2-1 would do me, but I get where you're coming from. It would be nice to put in a good defensive display as well and score a couple of goals. 6-0, said a friend from New York City. 6-0 would be lovely. I love this. This is a great start to the stream. Klopp's presser was great, said Crosby Red. And Joanne Fisher, how are we? How could I miss you, Joanne? You are one of the regulars on the stream. And the fact that you aren't a mod yet is me being an absolute disgrace, Joanne. Let me right that wrong for you right now, my friend. I hope the family are well. I hope your son is well. I hope you're all well, Joanne. On that, a couple of people talking about Kloppo's press conference. Key points from Jurgen Klopp's press conference today, ladies and gentlemen. Joe Gomez's recovery looks like it's going to take somewhere between 4 and 6 weeks, unfortunately. As we know, the fracture wasn't healing as quickly or as well as the club and Joe had hoped. So surgery was necessary to correct that and try and help it along. And the manager reckons he's looking at somewhere between 4 to 6 weeks for that recovery process. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain will likely be back if Liverpool progress to the Champions League quarter-final. So I was kind of saying something similar the other night when we were speaking about this. He was included in the club's A list for the Champions League for the knockout stages. I'd always believed that was probably looking past Bayern Munich if we do get by the round of 16 and get to the quarter-finals. That's where we would see Daniel Sturridge. A little bit of news today that some people on social media have lost their damn minds with, and that is the fact that Liverpool have decided to once again head off on a warm weather training camp. This time though it's Viva España, because the Reds are off to Spain. When we play Bournemouth tomorrow, we've got 10 days then between that game and the game against Bayern Munich. And Jurgen Klopp has decided to bring the Reds over for a bit of training in Spain. Bit of paella, I don't know what else, but a bit of fun, bit of flamenco dancing, whatever. The guys are off to Spain and people are saying, you know, the usual stuff. Did they never learn? Did they not learn from Dubai? Blah, 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 blah. It's as if they think Jurgen Klopp and the guys that run the clubs are idiots. It's as if they think they don't know what they're doing. Jurgen Klopp knows what he's at. Jurgen Klopp is getting the guys away from all the media nonsense, getting them over there for a bit of technical work, a bit of sun on their back, a bit of vitamin D. See, vitamin D3 I have learned from the last time where I was thrown around the vitamin Ks. So yeah, they're going to be gone over. I'm not sure where it is. I'm sure somebody knows. Is it Marbella? That's where they went last time, I think. Somewhere around that mark. Marbella, Malaga, somewhere like that. What else have we got? We've done that one. Oh, Klopp also reminded people of something that we've spoken about on here. The Echo, I think, have done a piece about, but more people need to keep talking about this. Manchester City, we're bottlers, by the way. Liverpool are the bottlers, but you can see I've had a little dig back in my stream title tonight. Manchester City have dropped 12 points from their last 10 games. Liverpool, who are bottlers now, let's not forget that, who are being called bottlers, we've dropped 7 points from our last 10 games. That means that the Reds have taken 23 points out of 30 and Manchester City have taken 21. Yet Liverpool are the bottlers. Ain't that a bitch? Liverpool have done better in the past 10 games, but somehow the media, opposition fans, everybody else seems to just ignore the facts and just go with the bottlers. It's hilarious, and it's what I said all along. Look at the cold hard facts. Don't buy into this nonsense. Don't buy into the media hype. Don't buy into Sky wheeling out these experts week after week. I say experts, I'm talking about Danny Mills and Higginbottom and everybody else that they want to call pundits. And I say pundits because Gary Neville's a pundit. Jamie Carragher's a pundit. They're proper pundits who actually give a good insight into what they're seeing and what's going on in football. Higginbottom, Mills, they're just B-Tech. Somebody called me a B-Tech Mark Goldbridge the other day, which always makes me laugh. It's like Mark in his, you know we're massive fans of Mark Goldbridge, but it's like Mark has cornered the OBS screen image and these chat-along shows, and if anybody else does one, they're a B-Tech Mark. Now, Mark has done amazing, and we're fans of Mark on here, and I'm no doubt you'll be talking to Mark on here in a while as well, or sometime down the line. But yeah, B-Tech Mark Goldbridge, it always makes me laugh. But on that, sorry, I circle back around. We aren't bottlers. Liverpool are doing quite fine, my friends. As I said, 23 points out of a possible 30, 21 points for Manchester City. The proof is in the pudding. If anybody here is stuttering, it ain't us. We've had 2 draws, but it ain't us. Then a couple of other things as well to finish up on the press conference before I go in and see how you're all feeling about it. So Gini Wijnaldum, Trent Alexander-Arnold and Jordan Henderson have all trained ahead of the game tomorrow. From my reading of this, Klopp seemed a little bit more positive on Henderson than on Gini and on Trent. Now I could be misreading that completely, but I get the feeling we mightn't see 1, maybe 2 of those, but that's just complete guesswork. I'm not basing that on anything other than my stupid intuition. But yeah, as I said, Gini, Trent and Hendo all trained. Dejan Lovren not available just yet. Obviously Joe Gomez not available. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, Ryan Brewster, we know all of that. So let me see, how have you guys seen the press conference, or what's your thoughts on it? Don't change your stream rules. Oh, I'm not changing the rules, mate. I'm just trying to be that little bit nicer because I know I can be a narky git from time to time. Let's just hope we get back to winning ways tomorrow, said Dan Games. Agile Minded is in. How are you? Ian Wright is a decent pundit, said Cameron. I'm not a fan of Righty personally, but I do know a lot of people that do rate him very, very highly. B-Tech Dara O'Brien, really, said Connor. I mean, I'm funnier than Dara O'Brien. But yeah, B-Tech Dara O'Brien. I wish I was funnier than Dara O'Brien. Very intelligent guy. Okay, what else have we got? Liverpool's always getting picked on, said Louis O'Carroll. We're not bottlers, we're copper burgers, said Rod. Boom! Boom, boom, and boom again. The Echo have done a piece, but nobody can load the shit because the site's so bogged down by ads. Oh, I'm not going to pick on the Echo because I do take a lot of the good stuff that I read out to you from the Echo because they do have some good pieces on there. No carbs before marbs, said Brian. Was that Lallana last year that put a post up saying carbs in marbs or something like that? I mean, no, Adam, just no. Liverpool have still only lost once. This is PSG, Juventus, Celtic league winning type form, said Pragmaverts. I like it when they call us bottlers, it'll give us extra motivation, said Mortimer Francis. Righty is decent, always speaks scent, said Graham Holmes. And actually, I think on this one, just to give a plug to somebody else, didn't True Geordie have Ian Wright on recently? And do you know who True Geordie is going to have on this weekend, ladies and gentlemen? I do want to take a moment to give a massive congratulations to Mr. Goldbridge. Mark Goldbridge, I believe, is going to be on True Geordie's show this weekend. So congratulations, very, very well deserved. And I hope it gives Mr. Goldbridge the exposure he deserves for all his hard work. And I hope that it gives him a little push as well. And I hope it gets him a bit more recognised because the guy puts in a tremendous amount of work. He's been very nice towards us, very helpful. He's a Manchester United fan and that kills me. But you know what? Behind the scenes, he's a damn fine bloke, Mr. Goldbridge. So congratulations to him. I've no doubt he'll knock it out of the park when he goes on to True Geordie's show. And I wish him every success. Because as I said to you guys before, I look at people that make content on YouTube and I know what they put into it. And he's been at it a very, very long time. So best of luck to him on there. I'm sure I'll knock it out of the park. Yeah, fucking well done to him. I sent him a little congratulatory message earlier on Twitter and we had a little bit of a conversation back and forth. But yeah, he deserves it. Well done to him. So Mick said Lallana should be sold. The Echo has a credible transfer speculation section, said Pragmaverts. Dean Coates said, if Man City wasn't in the League Cup final, the fixture against Everton wouldn't have been brought forward and we would still be top. Exactly. And do you know what else makes me laugh, Dean? They keep saying that a game in hand is against Manchester United. Technically, that is true, but they've got to go and play United away as well. So it doesn't really mean anything that the game in hand is against United because it's the same fixture that they're going to have. So they're trying to make it out like, oh, they have a game in hand, but it's against Manchester United away. So that's a tough one. Don't buy it. Just do not buy it. I hope we win big. I saw the way, mate. I really fucking do. Where have we got? Sorry, some more comments that I missed. Love your hair, said AH Game. I mean, I'm thinking of getting it plaited soon. It's getting that long, my friend. Dave Sweeney in the house. Dave in the house. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Dave in the house. Sorry, he said Dave in the house. I just felt like busting out some funky moves on a Friday. Kirby Power said I want Robbo to score tomorrow. That'd do me, mate. I mean, Robbo deserves a goal. Mark Love in tonight, said Connor Crosby. No, just, you know, credit where it's due. Credit where it's due. I'm quick enough to slag off people. I'm quick enough to wind people up. I'm quick enough to issue some verbal slaps to people. But, you know, credit where it's due. What a show that's going to be, said the Rev. And I know, I mean, the witty banter back and forth there should be funny. Paul Merson is fickle, said Pragmaverts. He is, mate. He's fickle. His I can't make up my mind. Sometimes I think, oh, has he spoken a little bit of sense there? And then other times I think, woo, Merson needs to relax. I'm on a bit of a rant here. Not a rant, it's a nice rant. I'm feeling, it's flowing. I'm feeling good here tonight. Did anybody see the Aston Villa game against Sheffield United, by the way, before we came on? Absolute madness. Madness. Sheffield United 3-0 up with like 15-20 minutes to go, something like that, and it ended up 3-3. Crazy game of football. If Liverpool don't win the league, is Klopp the right manager? Yes, yes, forever yes. 100 times yes, mate. Put it this way. This time last season we finished 25 points, I think. Well, not this time, excuse me, at the end of last season. We finished around 25 points behind Manchester City. Now, if we win tomorrow, at this point of the season, we'll be ahead of them. We've closed that gap massively. So you have to look at that as progress, and big progress. So no, mate. The answer from my point of view would be that Jurgen Klopp is the right manager, and even if we don't win the league, he shouldn't be shown the door. It shouldn't even be a conversation. Craig, the last couple of nights you've been dressed like a cucumber. Is that your lucky hoodie? No. Last night I didn't wear this one. Last night I wore it's like a reverse of this. I have a zip up hoodie. It's actually over there about 3 feet away from me. I've got a reverse of this, but it has a zip, so I wasn't actually wearing this last night. I did think of that before it came on. Craig, I'd rather tie games now than the beginning of the season. Tie game. I'd rather tie games. You mean draw? I'm a little bit confused, M8, mate. Maybe you could come back at me and let me know, or what's the fucking word I'm looking for here? Yeah, that. Sometimes when I watch this player, it reminds me of Barcelona under Guardiola. I'll fucking take that, Sean Luke. I will take that. It is weird how our style has infinitely changed this season, and it has changed quite drastically. If you look at the evolution of this team under Jurgen Klopp, when he first came in, it was all about gegenpress, always about closing people down. Lallana, Firmino were really, really important in the system, and now we're a little bit more cautious in possession. We try not to turn over possession so much, particularly in wide areas. Yeah, it's interesting how this team has changed. Maybe as Klopp has brought in players he believes can defend a little bit better. We've become a little bit more cautious. Is that the right word? Can we beat Manchester United? Yes, we can. I think it'll be a draw, if I'm being honest. I mean, if I'm taking off my red biased or Liverpool biased glasses, I think that game will be a draw. And I'd take a draw. I'd take a draw as long as we win tomorrow. Craig Weston said we must get 3 points tomorrow. Anything less is bad for our title aspirations. What time is it in the UK? Right now? It is 20 past 10, Subi. Do you think Newcastle will get relegated? I sincerely hope not, George. But then again, if Cardiff were to go down, that would be very, very, very tough on them after what they're after being through. I hope Newcastle don't go down. I really, really do like that club. Love their fans. Love the manager, obviously. Yeah, I thought he was talking about drawing the games, Joanne, but I didn't understand why drawing them now would be better at the start of the season. Is that because we have points on the board? Perhaps maybe I'm just being a bit silly here. Robbo's the best left back in the world, said AH Gaming. 8 million. 8 million or a swap for Kevin Stewart. I mean, wow. I still just pinch myself when I think of that. If you think Klopp is the right man, where are your trophies? We don't have it. Liam, what can I say? I mean, you're coming at me to have a bit of banter. I get it, and you're asking a question. But as I've said, it's progression. Look at where we were when Jurgen Klopp came in, Liam, and look at where we are now. Constantly in the Champions League, up the top end of the table. We've been to 2 European Cup finals, 1 Champions League, 1 Europa League. We've been to a League Cup final. We've closed the gap on Manchester City. We've brought in some amazing footballers, and that's down to the manager. So if you don't think he's the right man, obviously you're not a Liverpool fan. I don't really give a shit about your opinion. I'm willing to answer your question because I feel it's a valid question and it's one that, you know, deserves an answer. But it's not all down to trophies, although they are important, Liam. It's progression for me and a lot of Liverpool fans, and there's clear progression in every sense of the word. And but for the grace of God, he would have those trophies. Now, I'll flip that around, Liam, and I'm stretching here, but I'm thinking, are you a Manchester United fan? Perhaps. Maybe you are, I'm not sure. If you are a Manchester United fan, would you look back on Mourinho's time here and think that that was a success? You've won trophies there, but outside of that, your league form has faltered. You were out of the Champions League for a few years. Your transfer business was appalling. Now, would you say that that was a success? There was trophies there. So I suppose it depends on your perspective on these things, my friend, and I'm always positive. I can't deny that not winning trophies isn't great, but I also believe that he's the right man and he's absolutely bringing us in the right direction, and the progression is clear to see. Okay, where else are we? Liverpool will bounce back tomorrow. Come on, you Reds, said Bilal. We must beat Bournemouth, get something at Old Trafford, beat Everton and Spurs, said Craig Weston. Allison or Ederson without bias? I really do think, Tom, it's nearly a toss of a coin, mate, between the two. Two keepers that would suit both of our teams. You could drop one in or out of the other. I would say it's nearly down the middle, if I'm being honest, Tom. It's very, very close. The flip of a coin. Two very good goalkeepers, but in all honesty, both are behind David De Gea for me. I'm not going to sit here and say or belittle Ederson. Why would I? I'd be a fool to do it. The man is one of the best sweeper keepers in the world, and it fits Manchester City's system perfectly, mate. So I'm always going to give you an honest answer. So I think they're much of a muchness. Maybe that's an Irish phrase. I hope people understood what I meant by that. My mood is so much better with the stream tonight. Up the Reds. Brilliant. Glad you're feeling a bit better, my friend. Do you think Trent is back? If Trent is back, we go back to normal. I think when Milner plays, everybody's always looking over the shoulder. It will certainly give us a boost, Chris. I'm a little bit, even though I have him in my team selection, and we'll get to that in a minute, I do feel a little bit nervous that he won't play tomorrow, that it's a little bit too soon for him. If he's back, yes, I think it will give everybody a bounce. And I have a feeling that, even though it's a 3 o'clock kickoff, atmosphere inside Anfield tomorrow is going to be bouncing. I'm expecting good things tomorrow. And for anybody wondering, our watch along will be starting at 2:30 for the game tomorrow, so I hope you can join us for that one. Busy day for me tomorrow with content. I'm going to do the watch along at 2:30. That will take us through to about 5 o'clock. I'll take my usual 10-minute break. I'll then come back and do a 30 or 40 minute post-match show, and then I'll see you guys tomorrow night at 10 o'clock as well. So lots and lots and lots of content coming up tomorrow. My voice is going to be absolutely wrecked, but I do love match days. And you know what? I'm going to treat myself after that. Maybe from Tuesday to Thursday, I'm going to take a few more days off next week, because as I've said, Liverpool have a 10-day break in between games. So I'm going to treat myself to a few nights off because I deserve it. It's tough being on here every single night. It's great fun, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to make out it's a hardship, but a couple of nights off when there's not much on will be very much appreciated by the family, I'm sure. I feel like I lose brain cells when I watch the debate on Sky. Tim Sherwood talks muck. I don't watch it. I know the show you're on about, Owen, and I've watched some of it. I watched some of it when Craig Bellamy was on there, but in general I try to swerve it. For the kind of guests that are on there are usually dog shit, like you've said. Origi, right, here we go. He wants his lineup. Here we go. Alisson, Robbo, Van Dijk, Matip, Trent, Fabinho, Gini, Lallana, Salah, Sadio, Mane. Yes, there you go. Nothing wrong with that at all, my friend. On that one, let's push on to lineup and predictions for tomorrow. This is a preview stream after all. Before I do that, if anybody's watching and you haven't subscribed to the channel, please take a minute to do so. If nothing else, you're going to get to see how my hair grows over the next few weeks. And I mean, that is, the big story in the world at this moment in time. Hint, hint. Sort of, maybe not. Anyway, look, if you're watching, you haven't subscribed, please take a moment to do that. We're on the road to 10,000. We're ticking along rather nicely. All our content is free. It always will be free. Matchday watch-alongs, nightly streams, transfer videos, and a few other bits and pieces along the way. So if you have a second, hit that button and join the Anfield Agenda family here. Doesn't matter what club you're from, you're very welcome in here if you're here to talk about football. What have we got? Right, so my team selection for tomorrow, guys. As you can see, if you're able to see the image there beside me, maybe you're listening and you haven't got a chance to look, so we'll go through it. I'm guessing that we're going to have Trent, and I'm guessing that we're going to have Hendo, and I'm guessing that we're going to have Gini. I've gone very, very optimistic in my lineup. So I've gone with Alisson in goal, obviously. A back four of Trent, Matip, Van Dijk and Robbo. In midfield then I've gone with Henderson and Fabinho, with Gini just ahead of them, and the front three of Mane, Firmino and Salah. That's an optimistic team selection, I have to say, because I feel we might be missing one or two of them. But you know what? If we are missing somebody, Milner could drop in. If we're missing a midfielder, for instance, if Gini can't make it, then drop Milner in perhaps and play him, I don't know, a little bit further forward even. Rod, best of luck to the bunny, mate. I hope that it's he, she, I'm not sure if it's a he or she. I hope the bunny gets better soon. Klopp's the best in the business and he'll prove it, to Craig Weston. Where are we? Naby in for Hendo, 4-1, said Anthony Peters. The debate is absolute nonsense, one of the worst shows out there, said Brian Morrissey. Do you know what's so frustrating about that, Brian? In theory, it could be really good. If it was done properly, the idea of the show is good, but the execution is pretty shit. Because it's all blow smoke up each other's arse and nobody really challenging opinions. Particularly the presenters. They always let it down for me. They let people away with talking far too much shite. Everton sucks Liverpool for the win. It's gone 3-0 tomorrow. Salah and 2 and Mane 1. Jamie Buckley said opinion on Spurs. Boxing way above their weight, if I'm being honest, Jamie. You've got to hand it to them and Pochettino to be where they are. And you have to talk about them to some extent as being in the title race because they're not too far behind City. So I think they've done very, very well. And I've spoken in depth on this before that I feel it's just right manager, right squad, wrong time for them with the new stadium, which is exactly the right thing to do, but I feel it will impact them financially going forward. And just at the time where they need to really invest in that squad to push on, I think they might be a little bit short, which is going to be frustrating if you're a Spurs fan, but they're doing very, very well. And yeah, I can't knock them. How could I? They're right up there, third in the table. Austin Agar said 10k already, I remember 5. We're not quite at 10, mate. We're just 8,200 and change at this point, but we're on the road. Agile Mind, it's gone 3-1 tomorrow. We've been a bit leaky recently, and as you can see from my prediction, 3-1 is exactly the score that I've gone with as well. When will Gomez be back? 4 to 6 weeks. Clean sheet importance? It isn't really. 3 points is well, for me personally, I mean, I can't tell you what you view as important, but to me it's just it's all about getting the points on the board, mate. Luke, how are you, mate? Great to have you in. Craig, I really want to see us like rabid dogs tomorrow. If we're slow and cautious, I'll be worried because teams serve it up. Exactly, out there from the first whistle, straight into them, 100%, flying in with tackles, pressing the fuck out of them. That's what I want to see as well. Tom Flynn's going 4-2 to the Reds tomorrow. He's going to start an 11 of Alisson, Trent or Millie, Van Dijk, Matip, Robbo, Fabinho, Naby, Shaqiri, Salah, Mane, Firmino. I really don't like Shaqiri starting games for Liverpool. I think I've spoken about this a few times, and I'm going to have to repeat myself in this conversation, but I don't think he does it from 90 minutes. I think he only does it when he comes on with 25 to go. 5-1 for Chris DK. Craig Weston's going Alisson, Milner, Van Dijk, Matip, Robbo, Fabinho, Katie, Shaqiri, Salah, Mane, Firmino. Claire is going Alisson, Trent, Matip, Van Dijk, Robbo. I think we can all agree on those 4 anyway in team selections. It's usually just the midfield we're changing. Hendo, Fabinho, Keita, Mo, Mane and Bobby. Gary thinks a clean sheet is a must. What is the significance of the clean sheet, if you don't mind me asking? Because there's a couple of people tonight that do think it's very important we keep a clean sheet. I don't get the significance of it. Like if we were to go out there and win 6-1, for instance, wouldn't that be great? 1-0 would 1-0, 6-1 would be much more beneficial to us in terms of, you know, hunting down the goals or the goal difference than a 1-0. Although, as you're going to say to me, look, Craig, a 6-0 would be better than 6-1, which I cannot argue with. I put Genie in defence and drop Shaqiri in midfield. In defence where? Right back? Or what are we doing? Are we going for 3 at the back, Mortimer? Another match without Origi up front. What about that Everton banger? Yeah, look. As far as I'm concerned, Origi and Sturridge have already gone in my head. Good team selection, but we need the midfield to score now and again, which we absolutely do. Cannot argue with that. We do need more goals coming from midfield. We will get them from Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain when he's back. I would have expected a few from Keita as well, if I'm being honest. And Genie, you know, we might pop up at 1 or 2 before the season's out. Craig, I think Klopp is better than Guardiola, unbiasedly, because Klopp has beat him 8 times and embarrassed Pep multiple times. Klopp is stubborn. He's going to go 4-2-3-1. I agree with your back 5, but I think it's going to be Genie, Fabinho with Shaqiri, Bobby and Mane and Salah up front. I don't know, maybe. The 1 has not worked for me. This 4-2-3-1 simply hasn't worked because there is no space for the 1 and the 1 is pointless. The 4-2-3-1 system only works when there's space in behind. for Salah to get into. There is no space. Teams are dropping deeper and deeper and deeper, and Salah is forced out wide, usually to the right hand side, and then you see Van Dijk hitting diagonal balls to him. It just doesn't work. So for me, the 4-2-3-1 is just silly at this moment in time. 4-3-3 and or 4-2-1-3 for me personally. But I'm not Jurgen Klopp. He knows a lot more than I do about the game. I'm a Chelsea fan. Do you think Gonzalo was a good signing? No. No, I think it was too short-sighted. And I did actually on a stream, and you probably think I'm just saying this to be an asshole, but I promise you I amn't. And bear with me for a second. I did a stream one night where I was speaking about Chelsea's transfer business with regards to strikers, and I went back through the past. Actually, I went back through the entire Abramovich era. It's been shocking. What's the point of bringing in an aging striker at this moment in time on such money for such a short period? I just don't see the point of it. I think, yes, you need a striker, and I understand that. And yes, he will score goals because that's what he does. I just think it was very short-sighted again. But maybe the idea was to make sure you get Champions League this year, attract the players in if perhaps Hazard is going to go off in the summer. So from that sense, I understand it a little bit. But overall, it wouldn't have been for me. From the games I've watched of Liverpool this season, it seems to me that Mane is one of the front three performing at the level of that season, to be fair. Or is that fair? He's performed pretty well, Tom, in patches. Recently, his level has gone back up again. I think Bobby Firmino would probably be the one of the three that would have disappointed us the most this season. Salah has scored 16 league goals, which for me I think is quite good. I thought if he could score 25 overall this year, that would be a good season. So yeah, I think you're probably right with that, Tom. He's certainly the one that's shining at the minute anyway. Hopefully 8-0 Sean-Luke O'Doherty. I'd love that optimism, pal. Keita may have now let himself down enough to be benched unless injuries cause even more problems. What's your view on Keita? I'm a massive, massive Naby Keita fan, but even I, a staunch fan of him, cannot say that he's been good enough this season yet, because he simply hasn't. But I do back him, and I do believe he will come good. It's been a mixture of injuries, the language barrier, the league, physicality perhaps a little bit, rhythm. There's just been a few things that hasn't helped him settle in enough yet, Fraser. But I back him 100%. I really, really do. I hope it clicks for him. I'd like to see him have a nice end to the season, get himself fired up and ready for next season, buddy. But none of us can say that it's been perfect for him, because it hasn't. Craig, my new nickname is going to be Origi again, just so it's not confusing. Okay, fair enough. I was never not going to call you Origi. I was that or Everton sucks. But we'll go back to Origi because that's what you asked for. To the troll, Phils, you can only bottle the title when you fail to win it if there's 13 games left. You bunch of tossers. Yeah, tossers, I love that. Nice old Irish phrase. Klopp wants Salah to be played as a striker to get more creativity in midfield by incorporating Firmino. I understand why the system is there, mate, but it hasn't worked. I think we can all agree that it hasn't worked. The forwards haven't been anywhere near the levels of last season. And look, they set themselves a ridiculously high bar, but if we had 65-70% of last season from them, along with the defensive effort we've had this year, I think we could be a little bit further along. But it's so hard to be critical of a team that have done so feckin' well this year. I mean, the points we have on the board are fantastic, and I back these boys, I really do. Patrick Hammond said, perceived faltering on our part is a symptom of success this year. When we play good but not amazing, people think we're falling apart. Exactly, Patrick, how many times this year have people said, we weren't great today, but we got through it? And that's how titles are won. That is how titles are won. There's very few teams in the history of the Premier League that just go through and blitz people time and time and time again. The Manchester City team of last year was one of the best. I mean, if not the best team and league performance of a season. Yeah, that's how titles are won, mate. You're right. Sometimes it's not going to be pretty, but you got to put the points on the board, and we did that earlier on in the season. Craig, thanks to Storm Eric, most of the Sky channels are down. Looks like I'll have to stream tomorrow's game. Hope that motherfucking Storm doesn't make its way over here and ruin my stream. So now you've got me worried, pal. I agree with you, Craig. Take away the last couple of games and Salah's been superb. Bobby needs to get with the programme now. Clean sheet with a big score for AS Empire tomorrow. Mane hat-trick, I'll take that, Claire. Mane is the man at the moment. Do you remember when we signed Gary McAllister, how old he was? Maybe that's how Chelsea are thinking. Absolutely. Look, if it works out like that for them, then best of luck. It'll be great. Because Gary Mack was unbelievable for us. Wow, what a signing that was. I mean, I enjoyed his time here so much. And I know it had a big influence on Steven Gerrard's career as well. Is Torres more of an Atletico Madrid legend or a Liverpool legend? I would have to say Atletico Madrid. It's his hometown club. I wouldn't look at him as a Liverpool legend myself, but that's just a personal thing. Was he a good player while he was here? Absolutely. But the way he left kind of left a bit of a sour taste. You must have missed the first and second time round. Did you see the Daily Mirror article this week on the 2006 Cup final? No, I don't read the Daily Mirror, Martin, so I did not get a chance to see it, my friend. Mane on a mission. What's the status of Gomez's injury? I've mentioned this a couple of times, buddy. You must have missed the start of the stream. It's 4 to 6 weeks, unfortunately, Ben. 4 to 6 weeks until Joe Gomez is back. He's recovering now from the operation to help that fracture mend. Firmino hat-trick, said Sam tomorrow. That would do rather nicely, wouldn't it? A Bobby hat-trick would be nice. 4-2-3-1 is good for figuring out how the other team is going to play. It's worked, but teams are working it out. 4-3-3 is better, said Dave Sweeney. I'd rather play 4-4-2. Firmino and Salah as the two. Interesting. I mean, I think Klopp's going to throw a wild card in at some point over the last 13 games or so. I think he's going to do something that we're not expecting. Craig, my first time watching was against Watford. It's been a while then. It's been a while. I can't believe it's only been 10 months that we've been going. It just seems so much longer. The downfall of January is simply down to Klein going out on loan. We missed Henderson, Milner, etc. at midfield. Playing Lallana and Keita starting has cost us 4 points. Klopp don't let us down. It's got nothing to do with Klopp. I'm not disagreeing with what you said there, my friend. It's just Klopp can't help the damn injuries. Come on, Nabby, said Agile Minded. Loving the support he's getting on the stream tonight. Brilliant stuff. Everybody seems to forget that Kleiny wanted to leave, which is true. He asked could he leave, as Stieg has rightly said. He asked the manager could he go, he wanted to get game time, and Jurgen Klopp looked at his squad, believed he had enough cover there, had Camacho coming up and a few other options, Milner, Fabinho, and he said, go ahead Kleiny, you probably won't get much time here, pal. And he went. I mean, I think it's the wrong decision. Many people seem to think it's the wrong decision, but it was the manager's decision. He made it. And we are where we are with that one. I'm unfortunate. Unfortunate isn't even a goddamn phrase, Craig. Unfortunately was actually what I was trying to say there. Unbelievably. I feel Bobby isn't in good enough form lately. Almost dropping time. But for who? That's the problem, Skipper Dog. Who are you dropping him for? Because even a 70% Bobby Firmino for me is better than a Daniel Sturridge or a Divock Origi. You can stop this come on Liverpool bollocks. None of this mixing teams and crests together nonsense now. Come on, you're better than that cheering. Chelsea will win the league. Liverpool will finish 5th. Somebody's been at the cooking sherry. Mate, come on. Time to put it down. You've had enough. I'm sure Gary Neville has wet dreams about the Reds nightly. He's already starting to say, oh, massive fuck up by the Reds. Their heads are gone. The interviews they did after the last game where they drew, you could see the pressure's getting to them. Yeah, okay, Gary. Good man. Good man, Gary. You wish, my friend. You wish. Because you've got them plane tickets on standby, Mr. Neville, don't you? Just in case we do win the league, so you have to go off somewhere sunny on holidays and then just come back in 6 months' time when the party's over. But it won't be over, Gary. It's never going to be over. Higuain, where is this? Higuain to score a hat-trick. Where's that one gone? Come on, Craig. Okay. There was a comment there that I was reading out. I know I've lost it. What's it saying, by the way, on the viewing figures tonight? Because remember last night it was like saying there was 11 people in, then there was 4 people in, then there was minus something people in, then there was 80 something people in. It was mad last night. I found the comment. Here we go. Higuain to score a hat-trick for Chelsea and send Pep and City fans into total meltdown. I mean, please God. Please God he does. Klein wanted out so bad he gave up the chance to win the league. One performance or one appearance away, Brian. One. How sick would that be from if we do win the league and he's only played 4 games? Torres equals Judas, said Gonads1259. What do you mean City will bottle it? You're doing it right now. Do you want me to explain again to you, Will, how maths works? Because I gave out a maths lesson earlier on, but just for you, Will, just for you, I'll explain it to you again. Look at the past 10 games, mate. In the past 10 games, Manchester City have dropped 12 points. We've dropped 7. We've got 23 points from 30. Manchester City have 21. Now, if somebody's bottling it, Will, it ain't us. The facts are there, my friend, in black and white. You cannot argue with them. You can spin them whichever way you want to try and make it look like recent form counts. But the facts are there. If one team is bottling this, it's a team that wears blue and has no fans inside the stadium. It ain't us. The facts are there, mate. You cannot argue with them. It's just fuckers trying to spin it to make us nervous. It isn't working. Liverpool legend Luis Garcia. He drinks sangria. He came from Barca to bring us joy. He's 5'7" and football heaven. So please don't take my Luis away. Luis Garcia. He drinks sangria. He came from Barca to bring us joy. He's 5'7" and football heaven. So please don't take my Luis away. Luis Garcia. I'm not going to keep going, don't worry. Promise you I'm not going to keep going. I do like that song though. I do. I get pissed off when it's oversung, but I do like that song. I can't believe we're bottling it. Okay, mate. I'll tell you what you should do. You should bottle your negativity and go off and have a party with it somewhere else, because we're here having a fun time, and you're exactly what we don't need at this moment in time. And that's me being nice. I said I was going to be nice earlier on, and I feel I have been in that instance. Pretty Boy Pete, 2-2 draw. Is that your prediction for tomorrow? Because it ain't going to happen. The storm is already in Belfast. My hollyhocks are getting blown all over the place. I don't know what hollyhocks are. Martin, you've got me on that one. Sean-Luc Doherty said, I think we'll hammer Bayern Munich 6-0. That's very optimistic, mate. Very disrespectful. Well, I don't feel you're being disrespectful. I mean, the score is a little bit disrespectful of Bayern Munich. My first time watching was against Cardiff, said Subi. Brilliant. I remember your first time actually, Subi. I remember we had a little conversation during the stream. These warm weather breaks simply don't work. I don't know, mate. It must be backed up by medical science or something, but because Jurgen Klopp feels that they work, and that's all that we can really say. The results in the last 2 years haven't been great since we've come back from them, so I can understand exactly where you're coming from. Liverpool are so lucky this season in a good way. With so much opportunity to increase by points. Manchester City playing Chelsea is a chance for Liverpool to win tomorrow and hope for a City loss. I would flip that a little bit as to say, just win tomorrow and just worry about that. That's it. Whatever happens with City, it doesn't matter if we keep winning. We keep winning, they can't catch us. That's exactly where I'm going with this. Is this Dara O'Brien? Nah, Dara O'Brien hasn't got this flowing head of hair that I have, Rick. You should know that by now, pal. Mane hat-trick, Salah and Shaqiri. Pretty Boy Pete said, I'm being honest. It's your opinion, Pete. You're entitled to your opinion. Absolutely. I would just hate to think so negatively, but you're entitled to your opinion. Do you think the game to win the league is going to be the last game of the season? No, actually, Corey, I don't. I feel whoever wins the league will have it wrapped up maybe 2 or 3 games out. It'll be us though. Shh, it's our secret. I was at the Ireland-England game last weekend. What's your thoughts on how we're playing? It wasn't great. It wasn't great. As you said, England were much more physical than us. They were much more, from what I understand of rugby, because I don't claim to be a rugby expert, they wanted it to break down a lot more, and their physicality was something that you would expect from an Irish team, and we were outworked, outbattled in every department, and England firmly deserved that victory last week. And as I said, that's from my very basic understanding of rugby as just a casual fan. 8-0 against Bournemouth. Craig's Reebok hoodie to walk itself to the washing machine. I'm going to just remember, I'm just going to say to you here, look, I'll be back in 1 second. Just bear with me. Oh, there we go. Look, I'm only stretching over to get it. Just to prove that I wasn't lying. Where is it? I have another one. See? Reebok hoodie. Other Reebok hoodie. That's what I was wearing. I have a few of them. because I'm an absolute chav, so I've got loads of different hoodies and tops because they're all I really wear. So yeah, why do I look very fucking red? I look like I'm about to have a stroke on tonight's stream. My face looks so red. Maybe I am. Hope not. Craig, what's your thoughts on people saying go early to Anfield to make more atmosphere? I'm all for it, Tony. Yeah, proper order. You've triggered them. That was the idea, Graham. That was the idea of the stream title, to be fair. That was my goal for the stream title. I said to Connor, let's try and trigger some people, some Manchester City fans with this. Liverpool need 5 players, said Pragmabert. Striker, centre-back, full-back, central attacking midfielder and winger. And 5 exits. 4-2 Chelsea up to dark blue, said AH Gaming. Don't worry about the storm in Belfast. It'll be grand. Sure, I'm down here in Wexford. It'll be down to us next. You're starting to look like Rene off Hello Hello. I don't know which one that is. I know the show. I just don't know which character it is. I'm assuming that he's a handsome devil. Genie has been heavily missed. Yes. Probably our most consistent player this year. They're big flowers. Flowers? Brian, no idea. Oh, sorry. You were talking to me about what was blown around the place. Yes. Now I get you. Again, you're educating me, Brian. Thank you. Hi, Craig. Hope you're well. The only thing we're bottling is the champagne for May. Come on, chin up, Reds. Well, I'm more of a cheapskate, mate. It'd probably be a drop of Prosecco or Cava for me because I'm a miserable fuck. Craig, you must have missed. Did you see the Mirrors article this week? I already read that one out, Martin. That's the I think that's the 4th one you put in. Solanke will probably start for Bournemouth. Yeah, let's see if he does anything. Gakul said, hey Craig, like your lineup, I think we need defensive solidity, but I'm also thinking we need a couple of goals. Guys, we're only 13 subs away from 8,250. So if you're watching, if there's 13 people watching, you want to help us out, you want to get us to our next target, then we need 7 more lots of 250 to get there. So if you're watching and you could subscribe, that would really make a difference to us and help us hit that target. All the content is free, it always will be, and you know, you're sending Connor to Space Camp, which is really important here. Scenes when he doesn't get anywhere near it, like, and I just send him a drawing with a picture of NASA on it and spell NASA wrong, but it'll be the same to him. He won't know. He's a special young man. Trent is only just back, not 100%. Yep, I agree. That's why I said I was a bit worried that my team might be a bit optimistic. Trent has trained once, could start on the bench or start the game. Bit nervy, said Claire. I'm the same, very nervy. No more lucky blue or lucky bullshit. I'm going to Anfield with positivity and confidence. Up the Reds. That's more like it, Sam. I'm with you, pal. Go there, balls out. Look that I've triggered Leonard London, mate. It worked. Thank you for letting me know that my stream title got to you. I love it, mate. Well done. Craig, in your opinion, have Mane, Firmino and Salah all been on form at the same time this season? No. I think that would probably be the general consensus. They've had spells, each of them. But yeah, no, I don't think they have. Genie said at the start of the season he wanted to get better and give more to the team. He's done that for sure, said Farah 9. Brilliant performance from Genie this season, mate. I agree, he's been great. Must not lose, said Chris. Tomorrow, I agree, Chris. It is a must win, pretty much. Must not lose, yes, but I'd go as far as to say it's a must win. What else we got? The main guy that owns the bar, thank you. I'm really nervous about the title race. I was crying about the game about Leicester because I know what's going to happen. I'm really nervous about the title race. I was crying about the game about Leicester. I really know. You don't know what's going to happen, mate. None of us do. I understand you're nervous and I completely appreciate that, but none of us can control what is about to happen, Nasser. All we can do, sit back and enjoy the ride, buddy, and see how it pans out. Don't let nerves get to you. Don't let the results get to you. Just remember that we can't control what's about to happen. All we can do is enjoy it, watch it, and back the guys. I'm sure you'll do that. 10-0 would be a cracking scoreline. Imagine making Premier League history. I think we're all being a little bit too optimistic here. I do love a bit of optimism, but 10-0 is a little bit a little bit over the top. This Bournemouth team are no mugs whatsoever. Just ask Chelsea. They know what they're at, and they'll come to play, which I hope will play into our hands. What did you think of Klopp's press conference today? It was decent. It was as good as a press conference can be. I mean, they're all pretty dull affairs. They're all the same stuff over and over again. Now, a journalist out there that has the cojones to ask a decent question these days, maybe they don't do it because they know they'll get fucked out, but at the same time, I just find all this stuff pointless. Post-match interviews, pointless. I wish somebody would start calling people out, particularly when Mourinho was managing in the Premier League. I really wanted people to start calling his nonsense. Sorry, Craig, at my age, I have to go to the bog a lot. I'm not far behind you, Martin, mate. You do you. Good night, people. You're all welcome to tune into the United Stand watch along and see a winning team. Okay, mate. Just I can't really hear. Can you shout a bit louder, Bio? We're all the way up here, mate. I can't hear you. Just shout a little bit louder, and you'll see me on the United Stand soon enough, Bio. Don't worry. You'll get used to this mush. Have you seen Allison and his missus on Instagram? Lovely to see. Nope, not on Instagram. But you know what? If it's a positive post, if it's a good, lovely post to him and his family, I'm all for it. Liverpool will never win the league, said Alex James. History lesson required for the moron that thinks that the league only started in 1992. We've won it 18 times, my friend. All these trolls. Imagine thinking to yourself, oh, I'm going to be real funny, going to jump on here and I'm going to give me a little opinion and I'm going to put these scousers in their place, and then realise that you're a moron. Sucks to be you, Alex. Sucks to be you, friend. I think Firmino has been very inconsistent this season. Gaku, I think that's a fair comment. Imagine thinking Liverpool have never won the league. Oh my god. When were you born, mate? I imagine you're about, judging by your writing and stuff, 7? 8 maybe? Have you seen the Giggs Paddy Power ad? Nope, I have not. Paddy Power usually are good with their adverts though. They're quite clever. Their marketing department is one of the best in the business, whether you despise them or you like them. What I mean by bottling it is you guys missed so many chances. Yeah, no, what you mean, Dylan, is that you were wrong. You were told you were wrong. You were shown how you were wrong, and now you're just trying to justify the fact that you were wrong. Doesn't matter how many chances we've missed, pal. At the end of the day, the facts are the facts. You called us bottlers. I've told you that you're bottling it and shown you how you're bottling it and shown you how we've actually improved over you over the past few games. And you can't handle it, so you're coming back around to try and justify your wrongness. It's okay, Dylan. I'm happy to educate you, mate. I'm happy to educate any Manchester City fans if they want to come on. It's what I do. It's part of my job and I take it very seriously. I understand that football is new to Manchester City fans and they need to have it explained to them from time to time. And if we need subtitles, mate, I can organise that as well. It's all good. All part of the service here at Anfield Agenda. Craig, if the title comes down to the last match day, will Cody score an OG? I think that's all of our dream. In some sense, Connor Cody, corner, last second. Oh, look, it's gone into the wrong goal. Oh dear, what a pity. Gomez is back end of February, 4 to 6 weeks, according to the gaffer today. I was watching beIN Sports and they said Firmino had been sick a day before the West Ham game. That's probably why he was off a little bit. He should have been changed at half time, in all honesty, during that game. It was clear something wasn't right. PSV have a few talented forwards. Do you think we could make a bid? I would be lying, Tony, if I told you who we're looking at, other than the obvious. And actually, on that one, thank you for reminding me, Tony. Liverpool are known to be tracking Brescia's young midfielder Sandro Tonali. I think he's been called the new Pirlo, which is, this week's young headline. We've been tracking it for some time, but his price seems to be just going up and up and up, according to the president of Brescia. Inside Football are reporting that the asking price for the young Italian midfielder is now believed to be in the region of €50 million for a kid playing in Serie B. It just goes to show football's going crazy. Look, he could be a clear, obvious talent. It could be as easy to see for any scouts watching, but €50 million, so about £40 million, £42 million for a kid that's playing in Serie B. The world is going mad, the football world especially, and our thoughts and prayers actually and best wishes go to Flamenco. I'm not sure if you guys have seen, but there was a fire that devastated the sleeping quarters of the Flamengo youth team, and unfortunately 10 people died in that fire. It's been a terrible, terrible time for football lately with regards to this type of stuff, and there's nothing can be said. It's horrible, it's sickening, it's saddening. We don't know. I believe we don't know yet how or why the fire started, but all we do know for certain is that unfortunately the fire was at Flamenco's training facility where the people were sleeping. The dorms, I think, is the right phrase, and 10 people died, and it's extremely sad. And obviously, the whole football world, our thoughts are with Flamenco at this moment in time. It's just a sad, sad story. I'm afraid there's no nice way of spinning it or no positive to be put on it. Yeah, I'm sorry to have to be the bearer of bad news again, but it's a tough time in the football world, I'm afraid, for these things. Anyway, we'll try to push on a little bit. I watch on the bog, said Dave Sweeney. I'm not going to lie, mate. A lot of us do a lot of our best work on the bog when it comes to watching stuff and posting on stuff, so you can probably include me on that. Although obviously on here I can't be sitting on the bog. Although you guys don't know, I might be. I could have a green screen behind me in the jacks. Any injury news for tomorrow? Just that Lovren isn't playing. Gomez won't be back, obviously. Henderson is trained, Gini is trained, Trent is trained, Keane. That's about it, my friend. Is it true that Alberto Moreno is set to sign a new deal? I would be absolutely amazed, Joanne, if that was the case. I mean, flabbergasted, particularly after his comments recently. But the truth is, I haven't heard anything about it. I'd love to know where you picked that one up, but I've heard nothing. Absolutely nothing on that. I take Lozano as backup for Mane, said Origi. So what's 40-70 mil is? I don't know what that means. I don't know what you're trying to say there, mate. You just wrote 40-70 mil is. Apologies, I just don't know what the comment was. Remember when Markovic was the new Messi? Oh God, stop talking about him. He's a Fulham player now. Well, technically he's on loan, but he won't be a Liverpool player by the end of the season. So in the United Trolls match, they only won the title 13 times, but they still display the banner saying 20 times. You got to give it to them, mate. They really do just bend shit to suit themselves. Liverpool got a bit of 60 million knockback for a Portuguese club in January. That was from Benfica for that, I don't know the young kid's name, but 62 million or something like that. But that was never briefed from our side. That was only from Portugal that came out. There was nothing here in our media that backed that up. RB Leipzig wants 100 million for Upamecano, which is being linked to Manchester United, along with Koulibaly, and there was one more centre back. I just can't think of who he is. Sky are putting out Moreno to Marseille. Good. Does he need a lift to the ferry or to John Lennon Airport? Does he need an Uber? Anything we can help him out with, Albie, we're here for you, pal. Uh, 50 million. They say there's no money in the country. What was that? A few people obviously just passing on RIP and stuff to Flamenco, which, you know, of course we appreciate. It's just such a sad occasion. It really is. There's no nice way of spinning that or going around it. Is very, very sad. Would you take Coutinho coming from Barcelona or come from Barcelona fan? Personally, I wouldn't, Cade. I know a lot of Liverpool fans that would, but I'm someone that doesn't like players coming back when they leave that way. But I think you'd probably find it maybe 50-50 between Liverpool fans, I'd guess. Love you, Craig. Was here last night. I'm an Irish fan as well. Gavin, mate, thank you. It's always nice to know I'm talking to more Irish people as well. Craig, can you educate us all one more time about why we've got a good chance of winning the league? It is what it is, mate. We've as good a chance as anybody else. We're 3 points ahead if we win tomorrow. We'd have taken that. We'd have taken that at the start of the campaign. Oh, I would. Anyway, I'd have bitten your hand off to have 12 games to go after tomorrow and have a 3-point lead. Craig, who ruined transfers? Shevchenko to Chelsea or Neymar to PSG? I'd go back around the same time and I would talk about the two Juan Sebastian Veron transfers as well. One to United and one to Chelsea. They were both crazy money at the time. The Neymar one though was just piss taken. I mean, it really was absolute nonsense. And That's why FFP is a joke right there. They signed him and then they got that bullshit loan from Monaco to bring in Mbappe. I mean, why would Monaco loan them Mbappe? It was just nonsense to get around FFP yet again, and UEFA bought a hook, line and sinker. That was a joke on Twitter about Moreno. Thank God. Thank God. It was a fake Sky Sports news account. Oh, you've settled me down a little bit. Thank you. Oxlade-Chamberlain to score a 40-yarder to win us league in the last few seconds, said Danny. That would be brilliant, wouldn't it? That would be a nice story. Although Robertson, I wouldn't mind Eddie Robertson to be the one to score the winner as well. We're only 9 subscribers away, guys, from hitting 8,250. So if you're watching, you haven't subscribed, please take a minute and help us out. Do you watch much telly? Yes, I love telly. Even when I'm doing stuff, I'm working on the computer downstairs, I usually have football on the television or something on in the background. So yeah, I do watch a lot of telly, pal. What do you think of Craig Bellamy? I used to like him, Sean Luke. When he played for Liverpool, I really liked him, but he's a bit too much up Pep Guardiola's arse for my liking lately. And I understand he played for Manchester City as well. I completely get that. He's played for both clubs. But I just no, not for me anymore. He's after dirtying his bib with me, shall we say. Yeah, so fuck him. Delit would be tasty, Anthony. But that wasn't a player that was linked to United that I'm talking about. It was somebody I'd never really heard of. Craig, you will talk for Ireland. I'm glad you've all the confidence you have. I'm like that too. I'm not confident at all, Tony. I have to go through a routine before I come on here every night to get ready. I'm actually not a confident person. Talking is probably a way of, getting through the nerves. Coutinho wants to come back to the Premier League. I've yet to see that that's true. In all honesty, his dream move is where he is now, so I don't think that's true that I'm aware of. Simon Mignolet has been linked to several Championship clubs, and Nottingham Forest are leading the race. Be interesting to see if he does stay in England actually, or if he moves abroad. Can't see Mignolet going down to the Championship, said Gonads. It would seem a little bit strange to me. I'm sure either a move to a top flight club overseas. So yeah, I agree with Gonads. It would be very strange to see him drop down. We've been looking at a new left back, Craig, so would it be true we're renewing Moreno's deal? No. Well, we haven't been looking at a new left back. Sorry, we have though. We looked at your man from Bristol City. I can't for the life of me think of the kid's name at this moment in time. But we are definitely looking at fullbacks. Take Coutinho back for 42 million. Yes, I would swallow my hate for 42 million. Yeah, I would definitely agree with that one, Martin. Oxlade-Chamberlain and Gomez injured in 2 months. Again, I'm not sure what you mean. For 2 months. Oxlade-Chamberlain should be back in the quarterfinals of the Champions League if we get there, but around that time anyway. And Joe Gomez 4 to 6 weeks. You got a feel for you. Claire said I would take Coutinho back, but I take the royal piss out of him every day. I loved him when he was at Liverpool, Claire. Loved Felipe Coutinho. I had a Felipe Coutinho shirt. I had it for a couple of years. I gave it to a charity then to raffle off with a prize. It was good timing actually. It was a few months later when he left, but I loved him. I had really high hopes for him, and I had really, really high hopes for Raheem Sterling when he was here as well. I thought Moreno's contract is up in the summer. It is, Kia. You're spot on. It is up in the summer. There was some people talking about it being extended, but you are spot on. It is up in the summer. Hello, Louis. Or is it Louis Bebb? Excuse me, mate, if I've mispronounced your name. I think it's Louis. I always get so confused with the Louises. I know one has an E at the end, but I'm still always convinced I'm pronouncing it incorrectly. Angus Court, how are you? Great to see you in again, pal. Again, guys, I'm trying to get through as many comments as I can. If I do miss your comment, please don't take it personally. It's not that I'm ignoring you on purpose. I just grab the ones that I can get through. Why is every player linked to loans? For fuck's sake, Messi was linked alone to Liverpool. I don't know. We don't really loan players either. Inwards, I mean. We certainly loan them out, but I don't know. Oxlade-Chamberlain injured in April semi-finals of the Champions League, and Gomez injured against Burnley. Well, yes, aware of that, my friend. And what a loss that was for Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain especially. He was in some form, wasn't he, when he got injured against Roma? Such a shame. Really was. Just coming into form at Liverpool. City or Liverpool for the title? I think you know my answer to that, Alcan, mate. It would be very, very silly of me to say anything other than Liverpool. Obviously because I'm biased, and I'll be open and honest about that. But yeah, Liverpool all the way. Greetings from Singapore, said Tito. Asia has a lot of knowledgeable Liverpool fans. You should visit us one day. Continue your great work. I have every intention, Tito, of visiting Singapore. I really do. It's one of the places on the list that I want to see in life. And we do actually have a couple of fans from Singapore that watch the channel, and it's great to have another one. So thank you for joining us, and thank you for your kind words and your comments. And I definitely will be getting to Singapore someday. It'd be nice to do a live show there, actually. Kill two birds with one stone. Craig, I've €20 but don't know how to donate. Well, firstly, Gavin, I want to state that whilst we do always appreciate people donating, it really does mean the world to us. I never want people to do what they cannot afford, or people to overstretch themselves financially. There's a couple of ways you can donate if you do want to, and I do stress if you can afford to. I don't want people spending money that they have not got. That's very important to us. If you do, a couple of ways you can do it. You can go to ko-fi.com/Anfield Agenda, which is ko-fi. You know what, I'll put it in the chat, I'm sure. The easiest way is the super chat function there on Twitter, but if you want to do it that way, there's a couple of ways you can do it. I'm going to just really quickly put them in. If Connor was here, he'd be so much quicker than me, but excuse my slow ass writing. I've got microphones and everything in the way. Where are we? This won't be a live link because I haven't put the HTTP before, but let me try that. Anfield. Sorry guys, I'm just trying to help somebody out here. Okay, so what is it? HTTP// is that right? Help an idiot out. Is it HTTP// double dot? Is that right? I'm such an idiot when it comes to this stuff. This is why Connor's in charge. That's probably not going to be a live link. I've probably fucked that up completely. But anyway, it's ko-fi.com/Anfield Agenda. Or you can use the super chat function, or you can go on to what's it called? PayPal. You can go talk of the tower. If you have a PayPal account, it's tottsport@gmail.com, I think it is. But best to just use the Patreon one or the Ko-fi one. They're the two easiest ones. What else have we got? I want to just check that link. Oh, look at Connor. He is there. Look at him. He has put the link in. It's the double. I forgot the double dots. There you go. Connor's put the link in there. I'm going to copy and paste that motherfucker. So, hang on 1 second. Okay, I'm going to grab and copy and paste this so I can put it back into the chat there for you. There you go. Boom. Right, I'm going to put it in properly there now. Okay, there you go. It's gone in live link. And thank you, Connor, for saving my ass yet again. Yeah, that link doesn't work, so I'll just remove that. I know that one definitely doesn't work. There we go. Klopp is going to win it with Liverpool, said Joanne Fisher. Absolutely. Welcome, Raju, as well. Seems like we've got a new person in. Welcome to the chat, mate. From Bangladesh. Wow. Great to have you in, mate. Lots of Liverpool fans over there. Yeah, you're absolutely right. There is lots and lots of them. We're only 7 subs away as well from hitting our next target. So if you are watching, please do hit that subscribe button. We've got about 30 minutes left on tonight's stream, so we've still got lots of time to get through your comments. Oh yes, I want to have a little chat about Joel Matip. So the Echo again published a piece today that talks about 2 aspects of Joel Matip's game that could be helpful to the team going forward. The first is a concept, and I didn't hear of this one before, to be fair, that's labelled as baiting. To bait an opponent is to essentially lure them to press, and that opens up space you can then pass into a player. And they use a couple of examples of him doing this, and they also say that himself and that young guy that's going to Barca, what's his name? De Jong is another person that's an expert at this one. So yeah, baiting. That's one thing that they spoke about that could help Liverpool. And the second thing is progressive passing. So the next benefit that Matip's inclusion brings is progressive passing, which is essentially the ability to pass forwards, competently and effectively. The Liverpool centre-back is becoming somewhat of an expert and known for these passes as they've developed into a signature aspect of his game. And we often spoke about this during streams actually. He is very, very good at that. He's very good at carrying the ball out of defence as well. But good to see the Echo shining a light on these things and to show Liverpool fans that there are still some positives, even with injuries. There are some things that are going noticed by them and obviously by the manager and the team, and it's good for them to point these things out to us so we can look out for them. And I'm taking any positive that I can get at this moment in time, anything at all. I'm jumping all over, so thank you to the Echo for that one. Baiting though is definitely a new thing for me, I have to admit. It's not, I've heard of badger baiting, but I've never heard of baiting in that sense. I think Cater will start tomorrow, keep the momentum going, said Claire. Mignolet let in 50 goals in 13-14. Well, to be fair, it wasn't just Mignolet, he had a defence in front of him as well. This is why Connor needs to not fuck off and make tea so often, said October. There you go. He heard, he was miles away and he heard money being mentioned and he ran back to his computer, kicking kids and puppies and kittens out of the way and all to get there. He smelled €20 and he ran as quick as he could. Ernos Naguiha to us Irish. I know Everton, but he's a special player. Phil Jones must be damn rich by now. Phil Jones, God almighty, Phil Jones. Can you imagine if we didn't have to spend over 100 million keepers if Mignolet was sound? Do you know what? I'm sound with the keeper we have now. Larry Leach has said we're at 94 likes as well on the stream. Thank you for bringing that to our attention, Larry, my friend. We need to get to 100 to hit that target. So if there's 6 amazing people out there that can hit that like button as well. I don't know why, but we've always had this weird thing about trying to get to 100 on every stream, and it goes back a very, very long time. So if you can help us out with that, as well as the 5 subs we need to get to the next target, that would be brilliant. We need to play a high tempo against Bournemouth. We need to smash them at least 3-0, said Mshak. 2+ said thoughts on Oxlade-Chamberlain being back. He isn't available until around the quarter-final stage of the Champions League, according to the manager's press conference today, buddy. But it is a plus to have him back. I love Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, and having him in and around the first team squad will do us nothing but goodness. What's your prediction of how well Hoover would play if we needed him to play? I'm sure he'd do a job, but it's very, very tough to talk about a kid who's going on 17 and to try and pigeonhole him into any position right now, because he started off as a right back and now he's pushing into a centre back, and I'm sure he'd do a job and I'm sure he'd do fine, but I'd rather that he's eased in bit by bit at the manager's pace, and we don't need to be putting too much pressure on the kid. He looks like a tremendous talent though. Matip bombing forward, said Pragmaverts. Should we sell Matip in the summer? My answer to that would be yes, Tony, if I'm being honest. Him and Lovren, for me, I'd move on. Did you see Salah's video on Instagram where he kicked the ball to the tyre and then a can on top of the tyre? I did see it. I actually showed Connor the video. Connor hadn't seen the Pepsi video, and I sent him a link to show him Mohamed Salah's amazing skills. I couldn't believe Connor wasn't. I thought he would have been up on social media, but look, that's why I'm here to help him out in these situations. I did see it. I'm only joking, by the way. I hadn't seen it until Connor sent me the link because I'm a big fool. But yeah, wow, unbelievable techers if you want to go old school, but it was brilliant. Rooney or Salah? Salah, obviously. The thing about Rooney that always annoyed me, Alkin, was I think there was more to him. I think he could have been better, and he was really, really good. Don't get me wrong, I would not belittle his talent, but he could have been better. He really could have been better. But Salah has to do it for a continued period as well. I'm not naive enough to say that he had one great season last year and he's doing pretty good this season. He needs to carry. Wayne Rooney's career was at the highest level for many, many years, and Salah needs to continue to do that as well. But I think he has a higher ceiling than Wayne Rooney. I think he can also jump higher than Wayne Rooney. A little dig there at my fellow little tubby man. We could easily get 10 or 15 million for Matip. Even Edwards could sell him for like 25 million. He's only 26 or 27, isn't he? Joel Matip? Is it Matip or Matip? I don't know. I always chop and change when I'm saying them. Jones was decent at Blackburn. He was, and at the time Liverpool were linked with Jones as well when he was at Blackburn. And I remember some people being a little bit pissed off. Look at this. Connor's admitting that he forgot to like his own fucking stream. I mean, come on, Connor. You're not even on the Anfield Agenda account and you didn't like. Next you'll be telling us you haven't subscribed to the channel. Your own channel. In my opinion, Matip's better on the ball, but Lovren is more dominant in the air. But VVD is the boss. Phil Jones was Superman at Blackburn. He was. I mean, that's what got him the move. He was very, very good there. That's what got him that big move to Manchester United. Mike Smalling. Mike Smalling, as Connor says, tremendous footballer. He's nowhere near as good as his cousin Chris, but Mike's top-notch fella. I think we'll need another Brazilian friend for Fabinho and Firmino. Thoughts? Who could we bring in if you're looking to bring in an Brazilian? I'll put that one to the group. I'm thinking through there nice and quickly. I don't want Jesus because he just looks like a poor man's fucking what's his name? Comedian. Martin Lawrence. Every time I see him it just reminds me of Martin Lawrence. And I don't like Martin Lawrence, so it annoys me. I wonder how many attempts it took him to get it. One, Connor. First time, obviously. No fucking about there. It was his first time. Larry Leeds said, King Kenny says, for us, we've never ever won a trophy in my time here without the help of the fans. When it gets towards the finishing line, that's when you need them most of all. And we better show up. We better show up tomorrow. I'm sure they will. The fans never let the club down, and they will be there for the players, and they will try and help carry them over the line. I cannot wait for the end of the season. It's really building to a nice crescendo. Is that the right word? Matip thinks he's a ball-playing centre-back. He's not. He kind of is, mate. I've just kind of shown you and proved why he is. The stats again are, I didn't go into the full stats because I didn't want to pull the whole Echo article out, but they do have examples, and I think they've got some actual percentage statistics in there as well to back it up. Is Seri or Sessegnon are relegated purchases in the summer? I would take Sessegnon from that list, Stephen, but you know, two excellent players. Hopefully, I know a lot of people are thinking that very way. We've 2 seasons in a row we've bought from relegated clubs, and Sessegnon would do rather nicely. Awfully British said, to be honest, if we sell Matip and find ourselves in a similar situation, who are we going to play? Fabinho. Well, we bring somebody in the summer if we were to sell him. And you also have Connor Masterson and Nat Phillips coming up through the youth system. The thing that annoys me about Matip and Lovren, awfully British, if I'm being honest, is their injuries. That pisses me off rightly, that there are centre-backs that are there to back up the first-choice centre-backs and they can't be relied on. That does my head in. What's the point of having them there? If they can't play 10 games in a row, there's just no need or no point. Just move them on. That's just my thoughts though. But I get where you're coming from. I don't want us to be in a situation where we're scrambling around trying to get players either, or trying to find somebody to fill a hole that they don't really fit in. If we sold Matip and Lovren, how much would you get? God almighty, I don't know. Not knowing their 2 contract situations off the top of my head, say a combined 35, maybe 20 and 15, something along those lines. Alisson, Harrison, Mitchell is going for 2-0 tomorrow. That would do me rather nicely. 2 first half goals though, if I could help it. Hippier or VVD? VVD, but I mean that's only because he's VVD. Sammy Hippier is one of my favourite Liverpool defenders of all time. It's a very tough question actually, Alkin. Very tough question. Sammy Hippier was tremendous for us. Prediction score for the Chelsea versus Man City game. Try to be as unbiased as possible. Oh, I find Chelsea winning that 2, or not Chelsea, sorry, Manchester City winning that 2-1. I think that's the score I've been going with all week. So yeah, I'll stick with that one. I expect Manchester City to pick up the points. Bring back Lucas Leiva and play him at centre back. I would love Lucas Leiva. I'm a massive fan of his, and that drives people demented at times. Hey Craig, I'm back. I want to let you know I'm saving up to give you a super chat. Again, mate, I don't want anybody spending money that they haven't got, or anything that puts them out. We don't want it. We want you guys to be comfortable, and if anyone sends super chats around, I want it to be because they're feckin' loaded, or I've got plenty of money to throw around. I never want people financially struggling. Craig, I agree with you on Matip and Lovren lets us down on an all too regular basis. 2-1 to Chelsea, said Alisson, Harrison, Mitchell for his guess. Chelsea will get a draw, said Gary. Sarri for me, he also scores goals. Or Sammy, excuse me. Sammy for me, he also scores goals, something Virgil doesn't do. Well, it's a bit early to be saying Virgil doesn't score goals. I mean, he did score one in his first game, but I don't know the stats on Sammy Hyypiä scoring goals either. I know he scored some, but two great defenders. I mean, two of the best. Just like we have a Colossus at the back, we need a top-notch striker at the front, said Gokul. And I think we're all starting to come around to that idea, mate. I think as much as we love Bobby, as much as we all adore Salah, a number 9 there would only benefit us going forward long term, I think. Especially for rotation. Liverpool should go for Belotti from Torino, who is an excellent striker. Alan Hansen, best defender ever. Not even an argument. A little bit before my time though, Claire. Just right at the very end of his career was when I started getting into football. What else we got? Icardi will be the type to steal Klopp's misses. I'm sure he'd love the older women. I'd love Icardi. I love a bastard. I love a horrible fucker. And Icardi is just that horrible fucker. So yeah, I'd love that type of player. They've got a good record at City. Good. Lovren's contract is until 2021 and Matip's is June 2020. Thank you so much for looking that up for me, mate. That's really appreciated. So yeah, in that case, Matip's June 2020. So 1 year, so probably 12. I'd say maybe 30, 18 and 20 then, something along those lines, I'd guess. Maybe 12 for Matip, 18 for Lovren. I think, would I be in and around on that, do you think, guys? Ronaldo is just a poor man's James Milner, which he is, of course, as everybody knows that. Even with the ladies, he's just a poor man, James Milner. How many people here have a dog? Connor wants to know. Comment doggo if you have one. Include me in the doggo. I have a little dog called Gizmo. Sean-Luc Doherty said, I think Chelsea could win 3-1 with a Hazard hat-trick. Dave Sweeney said, Craig, if you want to bait City fans, why not try putting up a can of, you said Cronenberg, but it should be Copperberg. Copperberg is the one that they were, that their bus was obliterated with, mate. A single can of Copperberg destroys an entire bus. The way they go on anyway. I'm not that much of an asshole. I mean, I'm an asshole, Dave, but even I think that's a little bit too far. Lovren frustrates the fuck out of me, said Claire. Sometimes, but unfortunately Matip most of the time. Too inconsistent, you never know who will show up. Sessegnon could give both Mane and Robertson a rest when they need it, which is a very good point. Pragmaverts, mate, well in. Stam or VVD? Oh god, mate, you were asking some really good questions, Alkin. I mean, it's a tough one. I'm trying not to be biased and answer that. I mean, Jaap Stam at his peak was a fucking fine defender. I'm going to call it a draw, if that's okay, Alkin, but it's a really tough question because you're talking about two stunning Dutch defenders there. Do you remember them silky skills on the ball from Raggy? Oh, just step overs, unbelievable, Claire. Unbelievable step overs from young Ragnar Klavan. The number 9 would take us up and shake us up a little bit, said Claire. I'd love Leon Bailey as an impact sub next season. I watched Bayer Leverkusen's game against Mainz tonight and they just tore them to shreds. Bailey, what's the other guy's name? Fucking the guy who won't come near us. What's his name? Julian Brandt. I mean, they were just really, really good tonight. A lot of pace in that team as well. Craig, would you take Insigne? I'm probably in the minority that would say no, mighty lad, for Lorenzo Insigne. And I read a little piece today, I can't remember what side it was on, saying that Liverpool had inquired about him, hadn't put in an offer, hadn't even discussed money, and this was still when the January window was open, but we're looking towards the summer, I believe. But no, I wouldn't. I just don't think he's fit in the Premier League. I'm always nervous about signing Italians. Yeah, so I'd pass, especially because he would cost a ridiculous amount of money as well. And you have that whole fact that he's born and bred there, and it just wouldn't be for me. Ryan Sessegnon is also a Liverpool fan and can play anywhere down the left. A great Moreno replacement as well as Mane backup. Sessegnon wouldn't get much playing time if we brought him from Fulham. He probably would, to be fair. He'd be able to rotate. We'd be able to play him at left back. We could play him left wing back. We could play him left side of a front three. He could probably cover a few on that side. I don't know if he'd start as a first choice yet, but I think he would find his way into the team. A few caddos as well as a few doggos. Only 2 subs away, guys. If you're watching, you help us get to 8,250. That would be brilliant. So just hit that subscribe button. And for those of you that were asking, tomorrow we will be starting our watch along at 2:30. The game kicks off at 3 p.m. It's not on television in the UK and Ireland, so yeah, it's going to be fucking great, isn't it? Not on TV, but we'll hopefully bring you not some video coverage of the game. We don't do that, but hopefully we'll be able to give you some commentary, some statistics on the game, some live chat, and what we always do on watch along. So if you're with us tomorrow 2:30, that would be brilliant. I really want Werner. He would complete our team. I hope we get him as well, Tom. Be brilliant to get him in. The Ireland rugby match is on at the same time. Well, to me that doesn't even compare, mate. I won't bat an eyelid missing that for the Liverpool game. The amount of penalties Lovren has given away to the opposition is mad. Can you imagine if Skirtle were playing and VAR was in? I mean, we'd be giving away penalties twice in every game with Martin Skirtle. As much as I'd like City to drop points against, you said City, I think you mean Chelsea, I think we have to keep a focus on our own results, which I absolutely agree with these nuts. We just stay focused on what we're doing, win our own games, and yeah, that's sound. Roberto, how are you, mate? Great to see you in. Craig, I believe Man City will beat Chelsea 4-2 with a Jesus hat-trick. Would he start? Would he start that game? Did he not usually go with Aguero? Bring Aquilani back. Oh, please don't. Harry Wilson has won 5 consecutive Derby County Goal of the Month awards. That's just ridiculous, isn't it? Well done to him. Werner is a realistic signing, but have we got money to spend? Yes, we do. I mean, the figures came out, Tony. I'm not sure if you've seen them. Liverpool posted a pre-tax profit of £125 million this year. And that's after spending last year, after spending 190 million on players as well. Our turnover is up a lot. Our profits are up 300%. So yes, I would say there is definitely money there if the manager wants to bring in a player. It's on TV in Canada. What channel, please, Larry? If you don't mind me asking, mate. I might be able to assist me a little bit. PC Benjamin wants 3 points tomorrow, and nothing but 3 points will do, I think, my friend. Craig will definitely lose if Sturridge and Joe Hart playing the World Cup. I don't give a fuck about England in the World Cup, if that's what you're getting at, buddy. I'm Irish. You guys, the World Cup, I don't care. What are you going to do at any tournament? I'm Irish. I'm proudly Irish. I'm seriously hoping for a Chelsea draw, said Claire. Be their only achievement of the year. Come on, you plastics. It's the battle of the plastics. Craig, you need to try FIFA and VR. I don't play computer games, Tony. It's not my thing. But it does sound interesting. I'm not going to lie. A game of FIFA and VR does definitely sound interesting. Sportsnet, Larry. Top man. Thank you. It's on beIN Sports and NBCSN. Is that what it is? NBCSN and TSN. Lovely. Brilliant. Thank you, guys. You've given me some options there, so thank you very much. I completely forgot my mistake. I'm another and a failure. You're not, mate. You are absolutely not another and a failure. You're a top lad. I'm just Irish. Yeah, nothing against England, but you know, I'm Irish. Is Genie going to be fit for tomorrow's match? Yes, he is fit. He is fit, Henderson is fit, and Trent is fit. Whether he plays or not, or whether he's fit to start, I don't know, but he is fit. Aguero scoring in the first minute is becoming a little bit repetitive. Yeah, it is. It's fucking... We should do one of those starts. I mean, we got one the other day, actually, but we didn't push on. But yeah, we could do one tomorrow. Thank you again for somebody else. Let me know where the game is on. Liverpool fan 9, thank you. Tim Sherwood had me in stitches today when he said Klopp has lost his bottle and Pep is enjoying the pressure. Fuck off, Sherwood, you gobshite. Yeah. Sherwood, how did his managerial career go? Went very well for him, didn't he? So I don't give a shite what Tim Sherwood has to say. It's just another person that we can stick two fingers up at when we go and win the league. So yeah. Fuck Tim. Love that we pay players well but not stupidly well, like Ozil or Sanchez. I mean, yeah. Ozil in particular. I mean, Sanchez hasn't been there long enough, but Ozil's been a shambles. Craig, when's your birthday? I'll buy you a country-sized can of Diet Chav. September the 11th is my birthday. It's a weird-ass, shitty birthday now, but yeah, September the 11th. What league did Aguero come from? Atletico, wasn't it? He came from Atletico in the Spanish division. Or Spanish division, La Liga. Pep has too much on his plate. He's going to draw a game versus Schalke. You heard it here first. Look, as I've said, Manchester City have had a worse 10 games than us. The last 10 games, they've dropped 12 points. We've dropped 7. Fuck them. Aguero to go on loan to Accrington. Sounds about right. I mean, yeah, he'd do well there. The amount of idiots on TV commenting on Liverpool is annoying. Owen, I've said it every single night on here, pal. I'm sick to the... I'm almost on a blackout of media coverage at this point. It's just ridiculous. Sky in particular are wheeling out any has-been second-rate 2-bit pundit that they can get their hands on to find out why Liverpool aren't going to win the league. Man, let them keep doing it. Let them keep bringing them out every single night. And pushing Manchester City as much as they want. It's not like City are a bunch of cheating pricks who are financially doping and sticking two fingers up at everybody else in the league. No, it's not at all. They're they're a great club. Let's celebrate them. Hello from California, said Javier Lima. Wow, welcome mate. Great to have you in. Again, we're only a couple of subs away from hitting that target, guys. So if you can help us out, we've only got about 7 or 8 minutes left on the stream. If you could hit that subscribe button, that would be brilliant. Do you think Liverpool will win the league? Yes, Eric, I really do. I really do think we'll win the league. I'm not arrogant about it, but I believe in the team. United for the league one day. I mean, you had plenty of success for a good period there, Alkin. What time's the watch along tomorrow? It starts at 2:30. 2:30 UK time, of course. Aguero is Argentinian, Claire. He's also married to Diego Maradona's daughter. Are you going to watch the Anderson Silva fight tomorrow? Probably not, Owen, if I'm being honest. I don't really watch much UFC, unless McGregor's fighting. Then I jump on the bandwagon with everybody else in the country. Sanchez has been at United over a year now, Craig. I know, but nowhere near as long as that other fraud has been at Arsenal. But yeah, it is nuts how much they're paying him to do fuck all. What is it, 450 grand a week or 350 grand a week for Ozil? It's ridiculous. So after all them stats, Craig, would it piss you off if we didn't spend any money? We will. Yes, of course it'll piss me off, mate. We need to strengthen in positions. Every year, no matter how well you're doing, you should be looking to bring in 2 good players and then adjust the squad as needed. But yes, it would absolutely piss me off if we didn't. What else have we got? Craig, maybe start the stream at 2 PM. No, absolutely not, mate. I have to have a family life as well. I'll be doing the stream at 2:30. That will finish at 5. Then I'll be doing a post-match show from 5:10 until 6. Then I'll take a break, and then I'll be back on at 10:15 until midnight. That's an awful lot of my day gone making content tomorrow, buddy. So I can't start at 2. Plus, there's generally not that much to talk about for an hour before the game because nothing has happened. Don't listen to any of them bet ends on telly. Gang of plebs. Up the Reds. 5-0 tomorrow. Yes, Paul. There we are. Okay, what else have we got? Still putting on VVD header goals. I did it last week, but I think I'm just going to quit at this point, mate. Because I haven't really been betting much, and that's the only thing that's been getting me on. to put the bets on is the VVD stuff, so maybe I'll give it a rest. Big ins and outs in the summer, said Claire. I'm worried definitely about midfield, wing backs and backups, and a lot of outs. 2-0 tomorrow, said Bob. Didn't realise how many streams you're doing tomorrow. It's alright, buddy. Yeah, if I had my way, I'd be on here a lot, but unfortunately, sometimes I need to say hello to those other people, the familia. You're a busy lad, Craig. Fair fucks to you, hardest working Irishman at the moment. Shh, don't say anything. Don't give it away. I know, I enjoy this, mate, and I'm trying to grow the channel so we can get to as many reds as possible, and I really want to hit that 10,000 target. I'm so fucking focused on getting us to 10k before this season is out, and then pushing on and just seeing how many reds we can reach, because I love doing this. Thank you, Patrick, by the way. There's no point in me reading out your comment because nobody will get it, but I appreciate it. 5-0 tomorrow, said Claire. Owes on 350 grand a week for playing Fortnite. Dave Sweeney's back from chasing his trampoline around because of the wind. That's why you want to put the good pegs in the ground, Dave. Were you ever in Carrick on Shannon and Leitrim? I was there once when I was younger on a river cruise with my parents. I say river cruise, that makes it sound far more fucking glamorous than it was. It was basically me old lad locking up the boat and getting pissed every night in a different lock at a different little post office pub, and me sitting there with me bottle of fucking red lemonade and a packet of crisps like every other young Irish fella of my generation. Craig, if Liverpool lose, I'll tattoo Man United logo on my chest. Don't put that one on me, pal. I'm not telling you to do or don't do anything. Whatever you do is down to you. I'm not going to encourage you to get a tattoo or not to get a tattoo. Your decisions are purely your own, my friend. The great Bob Paisley done that every season, and he was ruthless at letting people go no matter how much of a servant they were. Only way Ferguson copied that. Yep. And he was very clever about when and how he sold players as well. Pack of chickadees. There was a pundit on Match of the Day saying it would be Everton's year because he got a sneaky feeling. Yeah, gotta be shy. Brian Morrissey said 10k, no doubt. I hope so, mate. I'm not gonna lie. I really, really hope so. Yeah. So look, like guys, I'm gonna call it a night because it's a busy day ahead tomorrow. Get some sleep, relax. The Reds are back in action tomorrow at 3 p.m. We'll be here at 2:30 with the watch along of the game. Hope you can join us for that. Again, we'll be back after that then with a post-match show, and I'll be back tomorrow night with the usual late night agenda, which again is another good reason to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so. Guys, look, it's always a pleasure. Thank you so much for joining us again tonight. Love you guys. Look after your families. Tell your loved ones you love them, and up the motherfucking Reds.